welcome to Above the Net, an Ashland University Women's Volleyball Coaches Show. I'm Kate Practice, now joined alongside the coaching staff here for Ashland University Women's Volleyball. And coaches, first and foremost, your thoughts on the weekend. The Ashland University invited 9 total games hosting all these different teams, and you guys marched away with a 3-0 record.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. I think it was so fun to be able to play home. We love to get to open up at home. And it was a weekend, the gym was full. We were here from sun up to sundown. Really proud of the girls. Faced some adversity, did a great job on Friday night fighting in a 5-set battle, and then came out on Saturday and really played well. It's hard to play that many matches in a weekend. We always open up early in September with having multiple matches in a weekend, and I was just really proud of their resilience.
Yeah, and Coach Hannah, what were some of your biggest takeaways from what you saw?
I was just really excited about our freshmen, just getting into that environment with the bright lights coming on. You never know what they're going to do from that side. I think every person that went on the court for us, not just our freshmen, showed up in a big way. They all did their roles in a way that we needed them to do, off the bench, on the court, all over the place from that side. I thought our bench as a whole was also a lot of fun. Got a lot of feedback from the fans saying that they saw them cheering and just enjoyed that. So it was good to see from the bench, from the court, all the way around.
Yeah, and you guys started with that first game against IUP, and that was a nail biter. You guys having to rally back and fight to win that one. But then you guys went into Saturday and felt a lot more comfortable sweeping both Daemen and West Liberty. What are your thoughts on how the weekend progressed as a whole?
Yeah, I think we got more comfortable. You could tell there was more steady play. Our Marin had done an exceptional job all weekend long of running the offense, and you could just see decision making was just getting better and better. We were also executing things. Not that we didn't on Friday night, but the execution was just at a higher percentage on Saturday. And backcourt played better. Just everything. You could just see the flow. Volleyball is such a momentum game. And so the momentum and the flow on our side was it was just an easier flow of things that happened on Saturday. Friday they fought very, very hard, but the highs were high, the lows were pretty low, and there was just a steadier play that happened Saturday.
100%. And speaking of momentum as a whole, the Daemen match had 17 ties, 12 lead changes. You guys having to go back and forth. Coach Hannah, how are you trying to help keep the bench excited and keep everyone rallied?
It's the girls. They love each other. Their relationships that they made off the court have been just incredible. And I think you can see that they love each other truly, and they want each other to be successful. So not really anything that we're doing besides just saying, hey, be a good teammate, get after it. But truly the girls, their relationships, they poured into that. So kudos to them.
Yeah, 100%. When you take a look at the standout performances side of things, you guys had a lot of individuals who just stood out in different ways. Ravin Morgan, down on the offense and defense, she was doing pretty much everything. What makes her such a consistent force?
She's just so steady. It is, and she works so hard. If you would come into our practice, she doesn't take plays off. She's always constantly wanting to grow and get better, and she wants that for her teammates as well. And so even when we were playing in the matches, you could tell she doesn't take a play. If she's late to go for a block, she still goes. Yeah. If she's late getting in on a transition, she still transitions. She's just such a confident. She also is not a high and low player, emotionally. She gets excited, but she is so steady, and she's just such a positive, steady force for our team as well. She's also a come-along teammate, and what we call that is she gets her teammates to come along with her and really rise as well. But I was so proud of her. It is hard to be a middle. We were giving her the ball at times, but she went that first match and didn't have a single error. That is difficult to do, and to hit at such a high percentage, at such a high tick, she has worked hard to put herself in a position to be able to do that.
And you talk about her being such a serious player and such a dominant player on the court, and you also talked about how in practice she's one of those hard workers. Speaking of practice and speaking of the excitement you guys bring on the bench, is there any players that are class clowns, if you will, team? Anyone who stands out on the funny side?
Yeah, we've got a few of those. Livy Miller, if you want to get a good laugh, Livy Miller will give you a good laugh for sure. She's so funny. We always pick words for every year, and her word is hungry. And she's like, Coach, it's multifaceted. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And she goes, well, I'm always literally hungry, which she is. She eats all the time. And she's like, and I'm hungry to get better. And she's like, and I'm hungry. Awesome. And so she's funny. Abbey Queen will give you a good laugh. Our freshmen, oh my gosh, Kelsey Likens. Yeah, there's multiple of them. Our freshmen are fun. We get to laugh. I will say, volleyball volleyball is, and I think any sport you play, like there has to be joy, and you have to be able to laugh and you have to be able to smile. And we definitely have girls on our team that are more of the serious tone, but there are a number on our team that they have a really good time.
Yeah, and Coach Hannah, kind of building off of that, you guys have such a young team. It's a team that's really starting to find more experience underneath their belts and really start to turn into a really strong team, 3-0 start to the year. How is everyone rallying together to say, hey, we might be a young group, but we're going to be a really good one out of the court?
It's truly their relationships. Like, these girls have bought into, like, if we get along off the court, like, it's only going to make us better inside those lines. And, like, we preach, like, both Coach Kuhn and I we're very much relationship people. So, like, we want to have relationships with that girls. So I think it's just bleeding into them from that side. And, like, this preseason, like, they were always together. They were doing something. Like, sometimes I joke with them. I'm like, do you have friends that are not on the volleyball team? Like, but just the fact that, like, they want to hang out together, whether it's going over to the library or doing a Bible study or anything like that. Like, truly our girls have bought into having relationships, and it has been so fun to, like, see them just grow. And it's been awesome to see, like, our uppers, like Ravin especially, like, with those youngers. Like, I saw her talking to Kelsey a ton of times, being like, hey, like, you got this, or hey, move over, or hey, whatever. Like, so the fact that from our uppers all the way down, like, they've definitely bought into that. So really cool to see that.
Yeah, and obviously you guys are too dealing with a couple different injuries, which has led to some individuals having to step up and fill new voids. And Marin Dixon, over 100 assists on the weekend. How excited were you to see her step into that void and fill it well?
I'm just so proud of her. She took advantage in the spring and worked really hard this spring, and then I know she worked her butt off this summer and was putting herself in a position to be able to, if she earned it, and if she got that chance to be able to step into that role. She has done an exceptional job. She is such a passionate player. And what I mean by passionate is she's passionate about her teammates, but she's, like, so competitive and so passionate. Like, she gets a block or she gets a kill or she gets an assist, and, like, her celebrations are legit.
It's so genuine.
It's so genuine. And it was just really neat to see her. And, like, she understands the game. She thinks the game. She's one of our very technical players. She understands how volleyball works and what she's looking at on the other side of the court and on our side of the court. And so it was just, I was very proud of how she stepped up, and not just stepped up in one way. Like, she played at a high level all weekend long, and that propelled us for sure.
And we've talked about some individuals, but this question's for both of you. What are you most encouraged by from the growth from the preseason to now?
I would say I'm very encouraged by just the flow on the court. It's volleyball is one of those things where the back court has to be flowing with the front court and has to be like, there's kind of two parts. And I was impressed from preseason to now of seeing that flow happen from our preseason scrimmages, just seeing how our back court was, if you call them cross patterns or digging, how they were working and how they were moving together. That improvement to me was immense and was huge. Even from day one, Friday to day two, that helped our defense to offensive transition for sure.
I would say the chaos part of it, we practice a lot in the gym, like, don't buy into the chaos, like, calm the storm a little bit. And I think you saw that all weekend. Like, yeah, we had some highs and we had some lows, but for the majority of it, we were pretty steady, and we didn't really let the other side, like, control what we were doing on that. Like, there were a lot of players on both sides of the net that were just, like, really passionate about, like, whether they got a block or a kill. And, like, I don't feel like we let that, like, affect us by any means. And that's something that we do in practice a lot of, like, don't buy into that chaos, be AU volleyball, and, like, let's just go out from that side. So really proud of that.
And the nice part is you guys started the year at home, having your home crowd around you guys, you're able to sleep in your own beds, eat the same food that you normally do. Well, now you guys are going to Florida.
Yeah.
So what's that look like? What's the schedule? When do you guys leave? When do you guys get back? Walk us through it all.
So we're excited. So we're practicing a few days here at home. We fly out from Columbus on Thursday, and we actually have a match. So our schedule got bumped a little bit. So we actually have a match on Thursday night. So it's going to be crazy. Yeah. So we'll see how we get off the airplane and how things move. So we have one match on Thursday, then we have one match on Friday, and then we play two on Saturday. And then we're actually going to stay on Sunday. So then we'll be able to do a little sightseeing there in St. Augustine and then fly back on Monday. So we have a full schedule. So it will definitely be business per usual, and getting them to focus in on what we have to do inside the lines. But we also want to make it an experience for them because we don't get to travel every year. This is something that's unique for our program. So we're hopefully being able to show them a little bit, get them outside of Ashland, and get them a little bit of an experience.
Any players that are really excited to go down to Florida? Anyone specifically who's talked about it a lot?
Oh, all of them
All
are
of
so
them.
excited. They want to go to that beach so bad.
Yeah.
Like, we have a lot of girls that like to tan, so
Yes.
to see the sun, they're excited.
They'll be excited when they get to see that a swimsuit is on their packing list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they'll get to be a part. There hasn't been one in particular. Some of them are like planners, so it's hilarious because they're like, "What's our schedule? Like, what's our itinerary?" And we're like, "We'll get you your schedule. You'll be good."
I love that. So then, obviously you have this excitement to go to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep like the mindset level? Realizing, okay, we're in Florida, we still got to go play some volleyball though.
For us, it's for us as a coaching staff getting the film watched and making sure we have the scout report ready for them. So it's communicating those things, and then it's also just our girls are very good of like once we get into the gym, it's business, and they've learned like not that you can't have a good time, not that it's not a cool experience, but it's hey, when those lights come on, when we get into the gym, when we start to get our uniform on, we start to get into our warm-ups, it's like, okay, now it's business time. And so it's us preparing them for that scout, it's us preparing them for all of their opponents, and then it's just saying, okay, business here, and then when we get done, then we get to have a good time. And I think for us also, while it's tough arriving on Thursday, it'll get us right into the matches. So there really isn't that lag time. It's like, hey, it's time to go, and it's go time. So I hopefully that will benefit us, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and for both of you, when you're packing, you're getting ready to go to Florida, what's like the number one thing you must have on your trip?
Oh my gosh.
Is there anything? Like
Chargers.
Chargers?
Chargers. I have the Chargers.
I can't lie. The girls will laugh. Like, I'm packing a bunch of little sunscreens because I'm the mom, so I have to make sure that they won't want to put the sunscreen on, but I will at least provide them with sunscreen. So that will have to be as well. And then my daughter always gives me something that goes on the road with me, so it'll be fun to see what Susie packs. So it'll be the goodies from Susie that I'll also put in my bag.
I love it. And the last thing that I'm going to ask you both is then, if you have like a snack and a drink that you got to get while you're on the road, is there a specific thing you guys go to?
We're Diet Pepsi girls, so we will definitely get ourselves a Diet Pepsi. Our GA Riley is like a sour like gummies, like critters, and that like now she's like bringing them into practice like random time. So like there will definitely be some like sour gummies, some like critter, like those crawlers, like or whatever. We'll make sure we get some of those as well.
I love it. Well, to both of you, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Kate.
Of course. Well, if you guys want to stay tuned with everything AU women's volleyball, you can check it all out at goashlandeagles.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next time right here on the Eagle Network.